And the flat earther spoketh from on high, and he said, "You are misinterpreting the Bible, you are getting everything wrong." And then I said, well wait a minute, let's have a look. Good evening and welcome back to the show, ladies, gents, and Pikachus of Christ, Pikachus of God. That's what I'm going to be talking about, what's in the Bible. And does it prove that the earth is flat? Does it prove the earth is a star shape? Is it a banana shape? Or is it just a circle? Is it round, as I think it is? So I'm going to preface this by saying, reading the Bible doesn't make you a genius. It just means you can read. Reading the Bible and then reinterpreting it as something else doesn't make you a genius either. It just proves that you cannot read properly. And the reason I say that is not just to wind up the flat earthers. Look, think about what reading is for. Reading is not a conversation. You can't argue with a book. The book will not change its answers over time. That's why books have value. They stay the same. They are immovable, flat objects, unlike our green earth. So with that out of the way, let's get back into the Bible. Why does the Bible not say that the world is flat? Well, I want to go back to Genesis, the original first ever book. You know, the tablets from on high, they come later. First, everything has to be created. And the reason I mentioned Genesis is because it is an interpretation. It's an interpretation of physical reality. It's God telling us this is how everything started off. So, in effect, if you want to simplify it right down, Genesis says this. First of all, there's nothing, then there's space, then there's a rock, then the rock has air and an atmosphere around it, then there's rain to create seas, rocks come out the seas which create the land masses, then there's trees, plants, grass, fruits, then there's fish, then there's birds, there's monkeys, there's other animals, there's crawly things and snakes and insects, and finally there is man to take dominion over it all. Why does he give dominion to man? Well, I don't know. You have to read the Bible to find that out. I can't tell you because you'll just argue with me. And that's the point of this video. The Bible has answers in it. Not for the arguments, not for the reinterpretations. You don't take the Bible and then try and argue it amongst yourselves. That's not how it goes. You can do that all you like, but it's not going to give you answers. The Bible gives you answers in plain language, and it's already interpreted for you in the plain language in which you bought it. Mine would be English. So that's the conclusion of this video. If someone tries to pull out little bits of the Bible or the New Testament, you know, like Psalms, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, these bits, are they trying to cut little slices out and serve you that slice on a plate and go, here you go, here's the proof that God's wrong? No, it's not proof that God is wrong. And the reason is this. Little slices of something don't tell you the full story. They create a false narrative. Like, I could easily do that with anything I wanted. It's called solipsism. If I wanted to take a little slither out of the Bible and use that slither out of context of the whole book to try and present to you a false truth. For instance, if I wanted to make racism a thing that we should all do, I could cut little bits out of the Bible of people doing racist things and say, look, here, God said be racist. But it would be bullshit. It would be wrong. The reason those things are in the Bible, if you read the whole thing to completion, is to prove that racism is not something which we should do. In fact, a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the mistakes we make, are actually described in the Bible as things we shouldn't do. So if you wanted to, you could cut those pieces out and go, look, God says do drugs, look, God says bugger your neighbours, God says lie with a man, God says murder and steal and rape and everything else. But you would have to discard the rest of it. You would have to tell lies and misrepresent the truth of it in order to get that to be the case and to look real. And then over the course of time, the truth would come out. Somebody would dig up a real Bible, read the thing to conclusion and go, hang on a minute, that's not right. Like I'm doing now. So in conclusion, does the Bible say the world is flat? No, it doesn't. It doesn't say it's flat. It doesn't say it's immovable. It doesn't say that it doesn't spin. Quite the contrary. It can clearly say in it, the world was made circular. It has a sun and a moon to create seasons, right? Which wouldn't happen if it wasn't spinning. So it tells you that it is spinning. And then later on in the Psalms and in the Gospels, yes, it does say things like, the earth, the firmament is fixed and doesn't move. But then if you read a few lines later, it says, but then God moved it. Like, why would God do that? Just think about it. God is telling you the world is fixed and you can't move it. That's what it's saying. but it's saying that God can move it for you. If you need it to be moved for some conscious reason, whatever that reason may be, God will pick up the world and move it to here for you. That's what he's saying. That's exactly why he kicked Satan as the top angel of knowledge out of heaven, because he wouldn't bow down to God's command. God said, treat the humans well. The humans are to rule the earth. The humans are to have dominion over it all. And if you don't like that, Satan, you know what you can do. Fuck off. And that's exactly what he did. So now Satan's in hiding behind all these flat earthers, presumably, and all the other stuff that's going on that's not true, trying to misrepresent the Bible as their evidence. And we know the Bible is not scientific evidence of a flat earth. Quite the contrary, it describes the world as it is: round, spinning, earth, moon, stars, creatures of all great and small, and man. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my little synopsis on how the Bible treats truth and the world, and how you can get the truth of the world out of the Bible, even if you're an atheist. You can read it, start to finish, and you can pick that knowledge out, along with loads of other tidbits which will help you in your life. So that's the end of this video. I hope you really enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. And he held up his rod, and the sea of women parted and flew away. No, that's rubbish as well. So anyway, that's my little synopsis on the God and the flat earth. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye bye bye.